Guardian Heroes should have been to the Saturn what Gunstar Heroes was to the Genesis, one of the best of its kind that the world embraced. Sadly, only part of that came true. Guardian Heroes is an absolute classic, a true gem, and one of the best beat-em-ups ever made. However, it went completely unnoticed when it was originally released in North America back in January of 1996. Today, it is one of the most sought-after Saturn games, even though an HD remix was released on the Xbox Live Arcade for the Xbox 360 back in 2011. The game was developed by the same folks behind Gunstar Heroes on the Genesis, Treasure, one of the best developers out there who also happened to be responsible for some of my favorite video games of all time, including Ikaruga and Radiant Silvergun, to name a few. Guardian Heroes is really special. It's a beat-em-up unlike many others out there, especially those released in the mid-90s. Treasure tried to spice things up by adding a wide variety of elements together to make their beat-em-up stand out from the rest of the pack, and boy did they succeed. For starters, players can move around on 3 different planes: the foreground, middle ground, and background. This allows you to sneak up on certain enemies or to defend yourself against some of the more powerful baddies out there. The story also progressed differently than most other games of the time, allowing you to choose a different path at the end of every stage. Some might send you off to a forest, an inn, or somewhere else entirely unexpected. What this did was it strengthened the game's replay value, and playing it again for this review, I was utterly amazed at just how many different paths and endings there really are. The game also changed slightly depending on the difficulty level you selected, so don't be a coward and pick normal or hard mode. Just be warned though, you're gonna see the game over screen a lot. Now I haven't gotten to the best part yet, and that's what really makes Guardian Heroes stand out. It's essentially a fighting game incorporated into a beat-em-up. What do I mean? Only that each character has a wide assortment of special moves they can pull off. A quarter circle forward plus a button will execute a special move, whereas another might require you to hit down twice on the D-pad and another button. It was an incredibly rewarding system that felt so fresh and original for its time, and it holds up incredibly well today. There are 5 different playable characters including Samuel, Randy, Jinjiru, Nicole, and Serena. Again, each with their own unique special moves and attributes. That's right, there's also RPG elements in this game. You can level up your characters, and that awards attribute points that you can allocate to strength, vitality, intelligence, mental protection, agility, and luck. Play long enough and you really make these characters your own. Another very interesting gameplay mechanic is that of the Undead Warrior. During the very earliest portions of the game, you meet up with this big, huge undead warrior, and you have the ability to command what he does. Does he attack all foes, defend, follow, etc.? The choice is entirely up to you, and mastering the undead warrior is key to surviving the most difficult battles. You can play the story mode with a friend, or if you know enough people, have the multi-tap and 6 controllers, you can get 6 people together and enjoy the battle mode, which was essentially a no-holds-barred free-for-all, where you can select up to 45 different playable characters. It's an incredible mode that's a blast to break out during gaming parties. I haven't even touched the story yet, but it's quite entertaining. Yes, the dialogue and text are a little cheesy, and that's one of the only factors where you can sort of see the game's age, but honestly, I love it. So long story short, you're a member of the Guardian Heroes, a band of adventurers who seek a mysterious and legendary sword that was supposed to have mystical powers and had once been responsible for saving the world. Upon finding said sword, your group is attacked by the King's Advisor's men, and the King's Advisor is a guy named Cannon, and now you seek information on not only the sword itself, but why Cannon is so obsessed with it and your group. While you select how the story unfolds, not only does that dictate how your adventure will play out, but also your morality. You can actually end the game being a tyrant and more evil than the antagonist, which is all sorts of cool. While the game was remade in 2011 for Xbox Live Arcade, I'll always prefer this version. Sure, the new version has remixed and updated visuals, plus the ability to play the game with the original sprites, and it has online play. There's just something magical about playing with the SEGA Saturn controller on an old school TV, or like in my case, upscaling the image to HD. I cannot recommend this game enough. It's one of my favorite video games of all time and an absolute must-have as far as I'm concerned. It's incredibly deep, richly rewarding, and an experience so unlike everything else out there. Sadly, it's also one of the most sought-after Saturn games, meaning scoring a copy for under $100 is no easy task. If you ask me, this is one of those instances though where it's totally worth it. But if you don't have the ability to grab the original Saturn version, go ahead and get the version that's on Xbox Live. Either way, buy this game right now.